Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share messages that I get from Spirit and from all of us on this journey to love. And this is for those who are on a twin flame, soul to soul journey or vibrational match. So looking to reunite with your vibrational match in this lifetime. And today's message is about saying that you are enough, exactly as you are. And so if you follow my channel, I've been saying that I am learning how to go into the Akashic Records, and that's something that I've been concentrating on. And your Akashic Records are basically the records of everything. So all spiritual truth, all universal truth, all soul truth. So you can go in and look at patterning, relationships, limiting beliefs, financial stuff, behavioral stuff. I mean, absolutely everything. And so you can go into your records, and it's all held in the in the ether. And the ancients said that it was written by Archangel Michael, not Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron. And basically, so in the Hall of Records, you have all of your information that's held against your soul and everyone's soul. And so I just thought I'd share some of the really interesting findings that because before I do it for anyone else, I've got to do it all for me, because that's, how healing works. Whenever you do a healing course, it's all about self-healing first before you can go on to do it for anyone else. And what I realised is that a lot of what's going through is what I actually do in healings anyway. So if I do a healing for somebody and we see a past life, then when I heal it, we are resetting that past life and clearing whatever basically asking your higher self what the guidance is, which I realise is very similar to what the Akashic Record and how, you clear your records in the Akashic Record as well and update it. But what really, because basically by updating it, because time is just an illusion in this dimension, everything actually is happening at the same time. So it's just that in the future and in the past, it's a different vibration, So in this present, it's in a very dense vibration, which is why it's, we have this essence of time, or this notion of time. Anyway, so I thought I would share one of the key soul lessons that I am learning this time in relation to my twin, because again, it might trigger something in you. And one of the things is about choosing, basically to choose love over pride. And how this displayed itself is that I went to, the question I asked is, what do I need to know to fix the pattern that I'm in at the moment with my twin? And the pattern is that this time he has, because I wouldn't meet up with him, he's cut me off. And but whereas before I had said to him, I can't see him because he's, until he's not in a relationship, basically. So it's like this pattern of, cutting each other off, which is crazy because actually in the broader sense, it's crazy because you think, well, we both want to see each other. So this is what we're arguing about. This is crazy. Anyway, so I thought I'm going to explore about that because this is a pattern that we get ourselves into. And what happened was I was taken to, again, seeing I was taken to Atlantis, where I chose to be in the temple instead of with him. And when he left, I saw that when he left the temple, instead of going after him, I was basically too proud, and I didn't, and I stayed in the temple. And so I never chased him. I just let him go. And so what came through was that and then I saw other times that had happened as well. And that instead of going after him, I just let him go. And that happens in a number of different lifetimes, as it turns out, which is why it's a pattern. So it was really interesting, but the actual lesson around that is to choose unconditional love rather than pride, because it was actually, I loved him, but it was my pride that was keeping me back, you know. And it was kind of replaying in different lifetimes. So that is, so I just thought I'd share it because, and one of those things is also, it's not just about pride, but it's knowing that you're, you know, if you kind of fit that sense of rejection because you think they've walked away, but actually it's knowing that they have to walk away because, you know, it's not because you're not enough, it's because of the situation and the learnings and everything that's come before. So it's just really interesting. And so the big thing is the big message is to say to yourself, I am always enough. And don't let that, you know, there'll be a reason why you have patterns, whatever your patterns are in your dynamic with your twin. There's a reason why those patterns happen. And also what's interesting, there is this thing which is basically, it's like it's like return of energy, right? So karma. So basically, if in a past life, for example, that with my twin, I had been the one, he had been walking off, but I had never gone after him. Then there is a return of energy, because then that's actually what happened initially with me and my twin. I walked off and then he didn't come after me either, and and that pattern is still playing out. So yeah, so it's been really, really interesting, because again, there is just so much that we, you know, our human brains can't even imagine. But just tapping into the Akasha, I mean, I see it anyway in people's healings, but I guess it's just, I can see why I've been led to do this course now, because again, it's just kind of like another jigsaw piece fitting together, and it's just like, oh right, okay, something else to add to your toolbox, you know, to go, okay, well, we can dip into that as well, into the Akashic records as well in a healing session, to say, okay, what's the patterns that we need to remove. So it's just basically when you say to yourself, I am enough, I am enough, I am enough, and clear all energies that are opposed to that, then you're constantly, you know, resetting. Because, you know, pretty much everything comes down to the fact that you don't think you're enough for whatever reason. And, you know, all of your patterning, all of your everything, you know, because everything about, even financial, right? You would have built up financial patterning. Perhaps you've taken a vow of poverty in a past life, you know, perhaps, and that would be because, you know, you didn't think you were enough to earn the money. All of those sorts of things all actually come down to knowing that you are enough and you're actually perfect just the way you are. So interesting. So it's been really, really interesting. So I will be offering Akashic record readings going forward, but I'm just working out how to do it, because there's so much information. I don't know quite how to do it properly, for, you know, to work out what the best way is, because it's basically going to have to be like a written report of the questions that you want answered, and so that, you know, it takes quite a long time, and so I'm just trying to work out what the best way is at the moment, and I've got to finish it for myself first. But let me just say, it is very, very enlightening. Right, so I'm going to pull a Universe Has Your Back card for us today to say, what do you want us to know? And the message are, obstacles are detours in the right direction. So it's like, if you feel like you've gone on a bit of a detour, and I love this because detours always make me think of cycling as well. And it makes me think of E.T. E.T. phones home, and E.T. goes cycling on his bike with Elliot. so many messages all through that. So this is just remembering that if you feel like you have gone a bit off course, then it's okay. That has happened. You're still going in the right direction, right? And it's happened for a reason, okay? Just like I've been led to do this Akashic record course, I can see why it's happened now. There are so many synchronicities in it. They started talking about the Titanic. The Titanic is such a strong message because that comes through in a lot of people's healings, and it's the heart of the ocean, the necklace that she drops into the water. And the reason why it comes through in healings is because the twin thinks that you're basically, if they drop you, if they take you, there's the fear that if they drop you, then they'll never find you again, right? And so that's what stops a lot of people coming forward or coming into a relationship with you, because they see you as so precious, like the heart of the ocean. Like, you hold their heart, you are the treasure, you're the everything. So imagine what it would be like to actually have you and hold you and then drop you, right? Because, you know, the relationship doesn't last, and all of the fears about getting into a relationship and really opening up your heart and being vulnerable to your heart. And so in the introduction to this course, they start talking about, you know, that basically, for, you know, there's a reference to the Titanic, and I was like, oh my God, that's just brilliant. And there's lots of other references, but the biggest thing as well was that the records are written by Archangel Metatron, because also he is the archangel that is based around doing the crystal grids. And if you remember the crystal grid that I do, then that's all around, you know, basically people having pieces of crystal all over the world, and I infuse it with the energy of unconditional love and Reiki, and to bring all peoples into their unions, all twin flames into their unions. And so that your twin flame energy anchors it, like amplifies it, but then being part of that group all over the world is huge. And so we're anchoring this unconditional love onto the planet. So, you know, Archangel Metatron being super strong, and I didn't actually realize, that wasn't a conscious thing, I didn't really realize that. But when I checked on the grid, I have a series of gods, goddesses and different archetypal cards that I put on the grid right at the beginning, and Archangel Metatron was on it, and I had, you know, I'd forgotten, because there's just been so much stuff that's been put on the grid, you know, since I've been guided to do it. So it kind of comes full circle. I feel like I've really gone full circle, because I did the crystal grid after I did my Holy Fire Reiki Master course, and that was after the Lionsgate Gateway back in a few years ago. And now we're coming into, you know, lots of different astrological times which are really significant. And so again, you know, just like this, you know, you've been detoured for a reason, you know, like this has happened with my twin recently. I know that it's happened so that I have been led to this course to find out the patterning and to understand more why that happens, right? So you just have to, you know, basically it's just always looking within, right? Always understanding that we are so complex. Our soul has been here, like, you know, infinite. We're infinite beings. Of course we're going to be complex, right? Of course. And the earthly realm, that's what you understand. That's, again, is realizing that this is such a dense realm. That's why it's really tricky. Right, the energy is sticky, it's difficult to wade through, and that's the thing. That's why, you know, doing everything you can to cleanse your energy, to realize your patterns, to release those patterns, to release those old beliefs, to release those familial, you know, family, ancestral vows, contracts, all of the things that you've passed on from past lives, and, you know, and all of those things. That just, every time you do it, you can just walk through lighter, quicker, pass through energies quicker. You know, it's like giving yourself a little super boost on your back, giving yourself a jetpack backpack, and so you can just speed on through things. So that's the message for today. Don't worry about the obstacles. You know, you're just here to fight through those energies and to come out the other side. You're always going in the right direction. All right, I hope that helps. Take care. Bye.